Stoichiometric. Weirdo alert. Smaller hands.
You want me to do it?
No. So the check engine light came on in my car and I took it into a shop to have them read the code. It came back with an error code of P0128, which is apparently associated with the coolant thermostat. Engines are designed to work at a certain ratio of air to fuel in order to make the combustion happen properly. The optimal ratio for that, once your car is heated up and running, is called the stoichiometric fuel ratio. Everybody say it with me, stoichiometric. I swear they just make up words. That ratio should be around 14.7 parts of air to 1 part of fuel. But when you first start your car and it's warming up for the first 15 or 20 minutes, the amount of fuel in that ratio is a lot higher. This thermostat reads the temperature of the coolant, and when it gets warm enough, it triggers the engine to reduce the amount of fuel being burned and take it back to that stoichiometric ratio. So that P0128 error most likely means that there's something wrong with the thermostat. It's not triggering the way it should. You can still drive your car this way, but your engine doesn't like having that richer ratio of fuel all the time. So in the long run, you're risking damage to the components of your engine. You're gonna have a lot more money invested in gas because your gas mileage is gonna go to crap. Not to mention the extra CO2 that you're releasing into the atmosphere unnecessarily, and you're not gonna be able to pass emissions. All right, I think I have everything I need for this. I've got my new thermostat, and when I take the old thermostat off, all of the coolant is gonna come spilling out. So I've got additional coolant. I also have a drain pan to catch the old coolant. And that's actually kind of a bonus because it's a good idea to flush your coolant system every once in a while, and I've actually never done that. I'm up to like 80,000 miles, and I've never done that on my car. I've got a big old set of tools here, more than I need, of course, but hey, it's what I got. One other thing that we decided to spring for on this project was this is clamp pliers, and it allows you to get a clamp off of something that's hard to reach. Oh, I'm crushing my eye. Crush, 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 crush. Slide this under. I hope I'm getting that in the right place. I'm going in. I did not put this in an easy.
You can...
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Do you want me to try it?
No. You can't get it. All right, you want to try it? I can't get it. Aha. Okay, and then we need to like squish it down here a little bit. Oh man, that is not easy to move.
But it's coming.
There it is. Okay.
It's not oily, so it's coming. Coming.
Okay, well. Good job. Thank you, babe. I wish I had smaller hands.
You want me to do it?
No. This thing is like...
You're tightening it.
I'm trying to not tighten it. There we go. Okay. See, the other one is down beneath it. It's like down here. So I gotta get this thing down there and hopefully be able to get it. Oh yeah. Whoop, there we go. Try to get this nice and cleaned out. Now the hubs suggested I use some carb cleaner. I'm just gonna spray some in here and then wipe it around there and then let it dry. And this just takes off additional deposits and stuff that might keep that seal from being perfect. If it wasn't in such a weird area, this would be a lot easier. It's probably a good idea to use a lint-free cloth on that, like an old t-shirt or something like that. There we go. Oof. I don't know where that socket went, and I don't know where it ended up.
Eh?
Well, I got one screw on, but the wrench fell.
Okay.
And I don't know where the socket went. I have searched high and low, and I can't find that socket in there. But luckily, we have a backup set. All right, now to get this other screw in here, I'm gonna have to kind of feel around a little bit. I should have probably left this one a little loose so that I could shift this housing around to get the other one on. Okay. You know, some of this stuff actually does require a lot of physical strength, which would not be easy for everybody. It's not easy for me, and I consider myself to be in shape. Oh, goodness. All right. Oh my God, I think I did it. Woo! All right, now I'm in the home stretch and it's time to put more coolant in. When you buy coolant, you gotta make sure you get the stuff that says works with any color antifreeze or any color coolant. Also get pre-diluted, otherwise you have to dilute it yourself, and that's just an extra step you don't need to take. All right, now, never do this when it's hot. And the way to do this is to fill it up. Oh, wait, I forgot a step. Okay, the first thing I actually need to do is loosen this valve in here a little bit. You're gonna fill this, okay, until you start to see bubbles out there. And it's okay to be a little bit generous with it, and you wanna get all those air bubbles out. All right, oh, I think that's good. Then you wanna go back and tighten it. All right, and then keep filling. All right, now I need to go turn the car on and let it run for a few minutes and let some of that coolant get through the system, and then come back and add a little bit more. And what this does is it just lets the coolant get all the way through the system into all of the pipes in there. And make sure you have plenty. All right, I think that's pretty good now. I'm gonna put the lid back on here. Quick double check of that down there. It does not look like it's leaking out of there, which is fantastic. And I think I'm done. The last thing you want to do is let the car run for a while with the heat on full blast. And keep an eye out for your temperature now and also for the next couple of weeks to make sure that you're not overheating. The only really hard part about that whole thing was just the location of this. If it had been somewhere a little bit more convenient to get to, it wouldn't have been hard at all. Now I have to set to work to cleaning up and finding that 10mm socket of my husband's that I lost. Okay, it's not there. Where the hell did that thing go? Anybody ever see that episode of Eureka when the guy's wife makes all of his tools disappear when he touches them? I swear that is what's going on here. All right, one last place I'm gonna check. Oh, wait. Oh, there it